To book learners on a course is a matter of going through to the learner's last name, finding the name, and popping the name in there. You'll also see that as you do that, it brings in the first name, the ID number, and the reference number. That's for two reasons. One, the ID number is because you might have many errand Abrahamses in the system. This way you can identify the correct errand. It also brings in the reference number that's unique to errand. Now that helps identify her, but also if you're looking on the system later on and people are missing, look to see if there is a reference number here. If there isn't one, there's a very good chance that a data capture has actually just typed the name in, not clicked and dropped it in. So there's no linking through to the actual learner themselves. So always make sure the reference number is there. If it's not, go back and re-click in the last name of the learner. The fee will come in automatically from the qualification you built in the qualification builder. You can adjust it if you want to by editing, by just tapping over it. You can put in the VAT. You can put in an accommodation fee if you want to. A manual fee. Transport. You don't have to put these in, of course, but you can put them in if you like. A catering fee. Menu fee. And accommodation details. If you're using accommodation for your learners coming in, we can double click add accommodation or types of accommodation here and pop that in there in terms of when we want to do our accounts or reconcile against the accommodation bills that come through. If you're feeding learners, we can put in there if it's halal or kosher. If you're working in the construction industry, chicken or beef, and again you can double click and add information there. If you've got any other fees, we can add them in here as well. Later on, if you want to make a note of fees being paid, you can add information on there. If you get more than one payment with this system, you have to just go over here and add the next payment on top of this one. So if you had another £1,000 in, you can put 2,000. Receipt to buy, this would be anybody in your team. You can make a note there, and a receipt number. If you want to, you can record the date paid and the date payment was recorded. The method of payment, checks, cash, credit cards, direct transfers, and any comments you may want to make. Who took the booking? The login name comes from your security, so we know actually logged this learner onto the course, the date it was created, and the date it was last updated by. So if I put this in as user 1 on the 5th of the 11th, and somebody else comes in later on and works on the system from another side, if you're using a more than single user license, it will tell me who's adjusted the information on here and the last time it was updated, etc. And that's how we capture learners onto the system. I'm going to show you one where there's more information on there which we can work with later. Come through to here, and there we have a number of learners. You'll also note that when we put in training room 1, there were 20 seats available. As we add on the learners, it reduces, saying that we've got 12 available still, and we've booked 8. That way we can always make sure we utilize our resources in terms of training rooms and that we don't overbook.